Symphonic Rage, Critonic Rage, Schizophrenic Rage, whatever. However many names we have for this game, we're back. Um, I don't even know what to call this game anymore. Madness. I think that's it. Let us begin as we always do. I haven't played this in a few days. Hope I'm not rusty. What did she mean by this? I want to know if your heart can be stolen. Like, what exactly does she even mean by this? You know what I mean? Oh, I just had the absolute worst audio mic issues of my life. I hope you guys didn't hear that. That was like a bumblebee just exploded in my ear. I think we're better now. If we can still recover to get 3, I think we're too late on. Do we pull off a masterclass in recovery? Alright, sounds better now? Okay, good. We recovered for 5? We recovered for 5. Okay. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the soundtrack. And thank you. I'm just glad it sounds good. Okay, hopefully that is not foreboding of how tonight's gonna start. My mic exploding and then me failing half the song. But hey, we had a comeback, right? Still managed to get 5 stars on it. Alright, let's get this madness on the road. Every click forward is a click backwards. I know that probably doesn't. That makes like 0 sense, but this is just, it's getting hard to read, lads. Oh, sorry. Wait a minute. Okay, we're practicing the same song. You practice seriously. Don't jump to conclusions like that. I just rest all day, but it's true, don't you? How'd you know? I know that much. You've been like that forever. I like to think I've grown up a little. Some things don't change. Saying this in a strangely moving way, Torta brought the subject to a close. Okay. It's weird. My Switch is all messed up, and I can't, like, my notifications are all weird. So thank you. But yeah, it's wonky. Now then, let's get to the practice room. It didn't seem like she was making fun of me, so I followed quickly behind her. This is the best song in this game. The sheet music. Oh, that. You're kidding. So today, the same as before, right? Saying this, she pulled a single copy of the sheet music from her bag and placed it on the stand. Oh, look at this happy scene. Miss Tortanita? I was busy, there's nothing I could do. But you said I could have it next time. These things happen. No. Well, it's not here now, so that's it. You're angry? Come on, what's wrong with winging it? It's not sometimes, it was the same as last time. Like I said, these things happen. And I said they don't. Oh, just shut up. Let's get on with it. It's too late now anyway. Alright, practice time? She'd never have enough time to copy the music, so we'd have to keep practicing like this. Oh, so much for me playing the song at the very beginning. That CG just sits so wrong with me. I don't know if it's just because all the, like, it's not like the characters look deformed. Like, maybe a little bit. This is a redemption arc here. I wonder what her ending song is. That was much better. That was much, much better. As we practiced like this, the first thing I felt was nostalgia. For the time when I wasn't thinking about my graduation for the first time, I was thinking about my graduation recital or about the future. When playing the fortelli and singing was just fun. It wasn't only that, of course. One of our goals was to get better together, to give a great performance and to be praised by a single girl. At some point, Torta's presence behind me naturally felt like Arietta, and the next thing I knew, I was performing naturally. Arietta couldn't sing well, so she just watched quietly from behind as to not get in the way. It used to make my neck tickle, and I wanted to tell her to stop, but I always finished without saying anything. I turned around and as our eyes met, she would give me a shy smile as if asking for forgiveness, to which I could never respond. It's about time. Torta said this while stretching and looking at the clock. Good work today. You were pretty good in the second half. It doesn't bother you anymore? I guess not. Okay, so I don't have to hurry copying the music then. Tortanita? I know. What's with the pause? I'm being serious, hey? Yeah, but it's so easy to sing behind. Oh, that's kind of weird. Why? Don't you think it's embarrassing to face someone and sing? Being watched from behind is more embarrassing to me. That's you. Well, I'm talking about me. Just bring it the sheet music next time, okay? I said I know. You're such a pain. I should be the one telling you that. So, do you want to copy it? Please do it. I didn't actually mind copying it myself, but if I told her that, I felt like she'd be offended, so I just let her do her thing. That's better. Okay, I'll see you next time. I'm counting on you. Leave it to me. Torta said this and laughed. Oh, best girl? So it's gonna be ready when you are. Wow, we are actually flying through. Okay. We're already almost done with all the decisions in this route. We have like 4 more. Oh. Hey, look, it's Symphonic Rain Natalia. I'm on autopilot right now. Okay, I messed up once. That was still pretty decent. That's a compliment. This is the best character. Oh God. Yeah, no, she really does. She absolutely explains it. Cafeteria today. Oh God, this goddamn CG. Let's start today's practice. You're kidding, right? If I'm not, I'll be mad. Don't worry, I brought it this time. Good. She brought another copy of the sheet music out of her bag and set it on a chair after looking at it for a while. Alright, let's begin. You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Of course I am, but I kinda got used to singing behind you. You're used to it now, right? I am, but... And then it's cool. No, it's not fine. It's really not good? Yes, it's not good. It's definitely no good? She looked at me as if asking for her forgiveness. It was just like Arietta's old expression. No, definitely is a bit strong. So we can? Looks like she's about to cry. Not that either. So we can't. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not... Okay, you win. Just don't make that pouty face. Yeah, as long as I can stand behind you and sing. How did you turn things around so quickly so that way it all suits you? Because you said it was okay. I did say that, but you bays are so bad about these kind of things. Whenever Arietta made that face, you always just nodded. I'm sure Ari doesn't think like that. Maybe. You never know. No, I trust Ari. Don't trust so much that you get hurt. Okay, game. So, shall we start? Yeah, just name drop that and then let's just start practicing. Alright, yeah. Routines are a scary thing. I was now able to play the Fortelli without being distracted. It must have been easier for Torta now as well because her singing was very good. Even I was able to play without faltering, despite only having practiced together just a few times. If there was such a thing as chemistry, there was no question ours was good. Today was tiring. Yeah, at least while I was sitting down. It must have been pretty hard for you to stand and sing the whole time. It's fine, I'm used to it. It seems to be, to me, it would be harder to sit in one place for so long. I suppose it's something you do get used to. Okay, let's clean up and go. Saying this, she picked up the sheet music from the chair. What? Did you write something on the sheet music? Of course I did. Who doesn't scribble on their sheet music during practice? When? You didn't look back even once. Did you forget I was there? No, I was just that focused on practice. I know, I was kidding. This was her sobbing routine from before, but now it was a face I couldn't get angry at. This is why girls are so scary. Now let's go. You're not kidding. Somehow I felt that I was being twisted around her little finger, doing whatever she wanted. But at the same time, I felt nostalgia, and my cheeks were flushed with warmth before I knew it. Torta stood on the road crossed by many alleys of the old district. It was midway between her house and my apartment. Okay, I'll see you Monday. We'd only started walking home together since we began practicing in December, so I said this to hide my slight shyness. Until now, we had mostly just parted ways at the cafeteria. It had been a really, really long time since we'd actually walked together like this. Tomorrow is Sunday. Are you free by chance? Practice? Why do you sound so upset? Not practice. Why, we don't have to practice, so do you want to come to my place? Are we doing something? My grandma said she wants you to come by. Nina, I guess I haven't been by lately. You haven't been by at all, only a couple times a year, and now she's kind of worried about it. Man, last time must have been in the summer. That would be right. Nina was Torta's grandmother, so she took care of me a lot when I was younger. She had previously lived with Ari and Torta in their house, but when I was about 10, she suddenly said she was going to live in Piova and move there alone. She was a natural-born dilettante and loved music. When she said she wanted to spend her remaining years here, the twins and their parents did not protest, and now Torta was renting a room on the second floor. I still thought that was Nina's plan from the get-go. So, what do you want to do? I'll go if you put it like that. Good, good. Grandma will be happy. Of course I won't bring my fortele. It's still early to practice on our days off. You won't play for her? She really wanted to hear you play. Are you trying to get me to practice again? No, that's not what I'm saying, but she was looking forward to hearing you play after so long. But I've never practiced this much until now, so I was never this tired. You haven't been practicing enough until now. I'll give you either Saturday or Sunday. Pick your day. Sunday, then. I want a whole day off tomorrow. We practice every day this week. If you do this normally, you know it wouldn't be a big deal. I'll get used to it. I hope so. Okay, my house, Sunday. Got it. What time? I'm sure you'll have dinner. Just come around noon. You want to practice until then? Of course. Okay, 3 o'clock then. Noon? 2? Noon? 1:30? Oh, whatever. 1:30's fine. What about lunch? I'm sure I'll already have eaten by then. Don't worry, I'll eat first before I come. Okay, I'll see you the day after tomorrow. Okay, see you then. I was really wrapped around Torta's finger. I didn't mind it so much, and that annoyed me. Oh. This thing is going to be different now? The area of the house I was heading to alongside the rows of apartments was built for students like me. There were many charming old buildings, and the one that Nina lived in was no exception. It was pretty close to my apartment, so I got there in 5 minutes. I walked towards a comparatively large building across the way, sandwiched between two thin alleys. Just a minute. Is it really different? It is. Come in. I was greeted by a smiling Torta, and I went inside. Thank you for inviting me. I took a step inside the room with a nostalgic smell. It was the kind of place that made me feel homesick every time I came. Is that you, Chris? I heard a chair creak, and Nina called out to me. It's been a long time. Sat in a bentwood chair, she walked slowly. What? Come closer. Yes, ma'am. I moved closer, she asked, and I touched her deeply wrinkled hand. You've gotten so big. It's only been half a year. I can't grow that fast. Hey, there's your adult tone. She said this in a graceful voice and looked at me in the eyes. No, the truth was that she was just trying to look. Her narrow eyes couldn't open very wide. They were clouded white. They could almost not see anymore. Right. It doesn't suit you. A long time ago, I called Nina Grandma's. Torta still does, and she still talked about it like it was yesterday. I didn't mind being treated like that at all. But I was getting to the point where being treated like a child was humiliating. I was also at an age where I had to be polite to an extent. Anyway, I really appreciate you having me today. It might get a little loud. That's fine. You want to play here today? I am, actually. I thought we'd practice in Torta's room, but it seemed like it would be better not to. Yeah, we're going to practice right here. That's good. She slowly leaned back in her chair, making herself comfortable. I had the feeling I was being urged on and got my fortelli right away. Oh, you're quite serious today, as always. Well, maybe that's overstating it. Her body was shook with silent laughter. Slightly regretting not visiting her for so long, I stuck my fingers and struck a chord. I lightly arranged my fingers. Blah, 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 blah. The clear sound of the fortelli rang out of the room, and Nina faced me slightly. The house itself was large, and there wasn't anyone in the area that would complain about the noise. I repositioned myself so she could hear better, and I faced Torta, which reminded me that we hadn't practiced each other facing each other. As we were more directly in each other's line of sight, I felt shy. In an attempt to ensure that at least Nina didn't catch on to my newfound bashfulness, I called out in a slightly gloom tone. I'm ready. My voice is already warmed up. In Torta's room on the second floor was a piano just like the one in her parents' place. She must have warmed up before noon. I guess that meant she was well prepared. Maybe she knew how lazy I was and was trying to practice as long as possible. I let out a big breath and met her eyes directly in front of me. We didn't need a signal to start. I breathed in at the same time and gradually struck the keys. The room here seemed to be built with no consideration for acoustics, but her voice still rang out. The sound bounced off the walls and got a little loud, but she had enough power to drown that out. Her voice, different from the voice I usually heard from behind me, fused with the fortelli and created true harmony. Nina was motionless as if she were sleeping, just letting the waves of music wash over her. At some point, we even forgot she was there and became part of the music. Then, we snapped out of the seemingly endless illusion like it never existed. We stayed motionless. Nina spoke. She broke our momentary silence. Chris, torta, yes? You've gotten very good. Those were her only words, but it was plenty. I was oddly happy and thought about playing something else, but Torta sent me a gaze signaling for me to stop. We have to practice now. Yes, do as you like. I'll get the food ready. Why? We can play another song. It's fine. I don't want to get in the way of your practice. Just practice as you always do and stay until nighttime. That's fine with me. Like she says, I'm sorry. I really did mean to visit more often. I'm just happy you two have come whenever you want. Saying only this, she walked into the kitchen as if she didn't care what we did after that. It was like she was silently telling us we didn't have to worry about her. Her steps were so light, you would never think she was blind, or nearly blind. She was healthy enough to provide herself, and the cooking was always her job. After making sure Nina's steady steps had taken her into the kitchen, I faced Torta yet again. Let's not go upstairs yet. We'll practice here so she can hear us. No, that's a good idea. Let's start with the part that's hard for you then. No, we could start with what you need to work on. You said it first. As our pointless arguments continued, we heard snorts of laughter from the kitchen. For some reason, that made me comfortable, and I thought that this was just fine as is. As the three of us rested after dinner, the time passed quickly. Because I only visited a couple times a year, we talked about what was going on. Nina wanted to know trivial things that I wouldn't even want to talk about, and we ended up talking till very late. It's getting late. I'll get going. Chris, thank you so much for coming today. I'm sorry I haven't visited more often. At some point, my tone had gotten familiar. Every time I tried to be polite, but I was always familiar by the time I went home. Don't go out of your way. It's fine to come when you want to. We've already read this for sure. Yeah, okay. I answered honestly without overdoing it. She nodded slowly and finally took my hand once again. Okay, see you tomorrow. Standing in the doorway, Toto murmured at the end so only I could hear. Thanks for today. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I inhaled the nostalgic smell of the room deeply one more time and I left. The falling rain was cold. I put on my hook. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm pretty tired today. Hurry up and write your reply to Ariada's letter. When I think about tomorrow, all I can manage is writing the letter. We can't play until tomorrow. Next week, we'll play twice as much. Forgive me. Okay, we've already read this. Alright, looking at the neatly lined up letters gave me a sign of relief. Let's see if her letter is different. Chris, no doubt it's still raining there. The rain that started last week has since stopped and the weather is now shamelessly nice again. Sometimes I wonder how endless rain would make me feel. If I could take even a little of your rain and bring it here, I'd do so happily. I feel like I could see you laughing for me saying something so silly, but honestly that's how I feel. How is your search for your graduation recital partner? I'm sorry to bring this up again, but it's the most important thing. Even if it's not Torta, no matter who it is, your graduation is on the line, so it's important. I hope you find someone good soon and start practicing. It would be pretty sad to only talk about that, so I'll write about myself. I started working at the bakery. We've already... Same letter. Okay. Forney, I set the letter down. Wake me up. I didn't write a reply. Okay. I wonder if her letters are what they're going to look like in this route. Torta's letters about Torta, since we already know the truth. Okay, shall we practice again today? She had finished cleaning up after lunch, and I said as if she was prepared to head off to a practice room. Oh, that's cool with me. She nodded happily. I felt it hard to breathe. When we arrived at the practice room, she took out her sheet music and played it on a stand. It seemed she was finally ready to face me properly. Well... practicing today. I thought this would make things easier, but at the same time I felt lonely. Feeling eyes on the back while I played made me nervous, but thinking about it now it wasn't so bad. Something wrong? Not really. I get it. You're disappointed I'm not behind you today. No way, but it was terrible pity. If Torta had asked and made me sad, rather than disappointed, I maybe have said yes. Not sure why you paused before answering, but I'll let you get away with it. Yeah, whatever. Practice time it is. You know, covering that up isn't like you. I'm not covering anything up. I was just thinking you'd keep talking and try to stand behind me. We're here to practice anyways, right? Yeah, whatever. Okay, from the beginning? Okay, after voice and finger warm-up. Okay, give me a note. I don't remember playing Lycine very much. But I remember playing Music of Rain a lot, and now this one, it feels like we're playing a lot too. I'm going for a straight FC on this one. Still like the instrumental better. We finished playing and looked at each other. That was our first time playing while facing each other, but we did better than I thought. I think that was pretty good. Yeah. We hadn't come so far as to praise each other yet, but neither could we find any bad points. Considering the little practice we'd had, it was plenty to be satisfied, all in all. If we keep this up, I'm sure we'll do well at the recital. If we actually keep things up. That sounded a little timid, but that was rather a rare show of confidence. I guess. I suppose you could say that Torta knew me well. I had just as much confidence as she said I had. Our timing was so good you'd never think we'd practice so little. Even so, we can't let up now. I know. Do you want to practice from the beginning again? Good work. For the second half, we practiced while giving each other detailed feedback. The song wasn't completed for the fortelli yet, so I had to add arrangements as I thought of them. I was also writing down all the problems I noticed that arose from adding the fortelli. As I wrote them on the sheet music, its appearance naturally got worse. The once beautiful sheet music started to look messier and messier as I wrote. But that was just what other people who didn't know anything would see. Those little memos were evidence of our practice. It was not ugly to me at all. You know, it's really starting to come together. Yeah, maybe. What's wrong? Are you that tired? No, it's nothing. I gave a curt answer, completely the opposite of how I felt. I was satisfied with the practice we'd just done. That's why I was trying to put more distance between us. If I didn't do that, it would be rude to Eri. But I instantly regretted it, thinking there must be another way to say it. Whatever. Invite me again whenever you like. She was silent for a while and said this in a rather resigned tone. It was clear from her words that she understood exactly how I felt. At times like this, I thought it would be good if we had the sort of relationship where we would just mistakenly think I was tired. If that were the case, I wouldn't have such worries, though. I understand. I'll let you know. Agreeing to invite her as she had suggested, I had hoped, at least for that moment, that it would be good if I can keep that promise. After that, we walked the road home, not saying much to each other. I wondered over and over what that silence was actually what I wanted between us. Alright, today is practice room. practice in parts. Then we're going cafeteria. How about practicing it together again today? Even though we had just been interacting normally, she tensed up and waited for my reaction when the topic came up. You told me to invite you at any time. That's not what I meant. So what did you mean? I knew what you meant, but I had to ask. No, I'm not trying to force you. That's not what I meant. So what did you mean? Why are you inviting me? So I'm looking for a partner. So I'm a candidate then. Well, yeah. Do you really want me as your partner? If I didn't want you at all, I wouldn't ask. At all. Do you not like the uncertainty? No. So will you answer a question? Who are you partnering with me for? Who are you partnering with me for? Who are you partnering with me for? Oh, geez, that took me like 8 reads. That was for myself, for her, for Eri? Eri said something to you? She did say, but that's not why. I did not lie. I declared it wasn't for Arietta, but if I asked who it was for, I probably would have frozen up. Even without that, I was at a loss. So, would you pair up with whoever Eri told you to? I don't think so. She spoke after... Jeez, I do not like Torta. She ignored my answer. Fine, whatever. Let's practice. I followed Torta as she went into the hall, hurrying a little to keep up. Torta, you said you wanted to practice, right? That's true, but you know what I mean, don't you? She finally stopped when I said this and looked at me in the eyes. I know. If you don't want to, don't. But you don't understand. I'm not saying I don't want to partner with you. It's just, I was just thinking that if you were going to practice with me after Eri told you to, I would have liked it if you had chosen me earlier. Then what do you want me to do? Do you understand what I said? I'm in the wrong here. I get mad for my own reasons. I'm sorry. Just forget about it. Torta. She looked away from me and started to space out. Then she spoke lightheartedly. Getting it all off my chest made me feel... God, this is the worst character of the 3. Lunch break had ended and there was no sign of anyone else. Nevertheless, it wasn't impossible for someone to pass by. I was hoping nobody heard us, but the person I least wanted to see poked her face. You two are pretty funny. Miss Cordell. It was tough to figure out when I should show myself, so you were listening in. I heard you, to be more specific. Well, we're gonna go practice now, so excuse us. Do you have a minute before that? She stopped before we tried to curry off. What is it? It seems you've been practicing with Tornado a lot lately. How do you know? That doesn't matter. The childhood friend route's Arietta. Still. This is just the wannabe childhood friend route. I thought that it did. Anyway, how about I observe your practice? You what? Isn't it time for Asuna's lesson? He just asked me if he could take today off, so I'm free. That's why I came looking for you. He asked for it off? I mean, it wasn't unheard of for people to ask days off. Attendance wasn't taken in for one-on-one. Our grades were the only thing that were based off of our recital. That being said, it definitely wasn't common. We were students, but it was our right to attend class, not a duty. I don't know if it can be said for everyone, but most of the students that attended the school liked music and wanted to work in music in some form. So the few months before graduation recital was a time for students like myself to become very serious. So you were looking for me? Tortanita is here with you after all. Will you let me hear? The performance? I don't think I'd want to hear anything else. Right. Should I even say that I wasn't yet confident? But I was reluctant to refuse with that excuse that we hadn't had enough practice. Miss Cordell came all the way out to ask us, and as I could see toward her out of the corner of my eye, she looked at me with an anxious expression. Okay then. If I refused Miss Cordell once more, I thought Torta would be hurt. That she would just be thinking I was doing whatever, and the Aries letters were telling me to do. I had no motivation and was just playing because I lacked options. But I was choosing to play with Torta now, and not because of all that. Of course, nothing was finalized. However, that was the choice I made within the limited time that I had, and here I was. I didn't have much leeway in any case. Is that alright with you? I don't mind. Okay then, so the classroom, alright? Yeah, I've gotten it already, so let's go right in. Understood. Now then, please begin. I got everything ready and faced Torta. Torta nodded slightly to let me know she was okay. We could not fail here. There'd be no better opportunity to prove that I chose Torta of my own volition. Okay, here we go. Let's mess it up. No, I'm just kidding. That would be absolutely based. I just do not like that attitude. She's like... You know how, like, Fowl was manipulative, but she was at least epic about it? Torta's manipulative, but she's not epic about it. She's just a girl that eats hot chip, twerks, and lies. She's quickly becoming my least favorite character, by the way. I just want to note. That wasn't great. Quite good. Miss Cordell looked at Torta and me and said this in her usual tone. Those were words of high praise, especially coming from her. By the way, it seemed that not too bad and how like you were also compliments by this point. She didn't say like it, she just said once more, over and over. And when she gave up, she'd say enough, that is all for today. She was so cold that I thought someone not used to her would get depressed. Thank you. You've worked hard in a short time as well, Tortanita. Thank you as well. She bowed her head low to Miss Cordell and thanked her once again. In a short time, I said it before, didn't I? You've grasped what you needed to do. I thought about it and got somewhat an idea of what she had meant. Today's incident included, the only person who would be giving her information was Asano. She probably came here looking for us near the cafeteria because of what he had told her. Anyway, I'm relieved. Just keep practicing like that, but you're still far from perfect. We know. Well, we'll get back to practice now. Right. I guess I'll go look for the other students. Are you bored by any chance? Bored enough to watch students practice. She said this and smiled. Okay, shall we continue? Yeah. She answered more cheerfully than before. Then I truly felt like I was here for Torta, right in front of me and no one else. It may have taken a little time for me to realize that, but I didn't think it was too late. This is what I thought as I looked over at Torta smiling next to me. I was able to focus more than usual as we continued on. We performed over and over again amid the illusion that our hearts were connected. Like I was apologizing to someone, like I was trying to prove something. I continued playing the Fortele over and over and over. Practice room, like no other option today. Practice in parts. Today we're going to go to the cafeteria yet again. As Torta sat across me and invited her to practice as well. You want to practice again today? Oh, sure. Thanks. So, should we head to a practice room? Yeah. I stood up to leave the cafeteria when someone else called to me from behind. Hey, what's up? Oh, morning, man. I think you mean good afternoon. But you just woke up, didn't you? How did you know that? I know that much, so tell me, man, what's up? Nothing really, but as he said this, his gaze traveled to Torta. Are you two going to practice now? I guess. It's just as I suspected. Don't be so proud, man. Anyone could have figured that out. I stopped myself from saying it wasn't decided yet. But I was right. You seem strangely happy about that. Ah, it's nothing. I just like how easy you are to read. Sorry I'm so easy. If it's nothing, I'm going. I thought you had practice too. I'm here because I was a little worried about you, but I'm relieved. Maybe you should worry about yourself. Huh? I'm fine, unlike you. Well, I admit I'm not like you. He was happy for some reason. He looked at Torta and me one more time and then walked to the classroom with a light wave. What was that about? I asked Torta, who hadn't spoken a single word to him. I don't know. Maybe he was just happy the things went? Torta answered with the same disinterested tone as she always did when talking to Asano. Regardless of what he says, that was the only choice at the time anyway. He's more childish than what you think. I'm sure he is. He thinks the same thing about you though, right? Well, yeah, that is possible. I feel the same way as him. Well, which one of us do you think is more childish? That's easy. You're both equally childish. She started this as if it was obvious. Oh, thanks. I wasn't totally satisfied, but I didn't have the will to deny it either. We didn't have much time to waste, so we headed to the practice rooms. Time flies when you're concentrating. The next thing I knew, I was sweaty and tired. That small windowless room messed with my sense of time, and if I didn't look at the clock, I know we hadn't been practicing for very long. Torta stretched her back where she stood and rolled her shoulders around as if to lure me. Good work. I think Asano's worried about it because he likes Falsida, and he doesn't want Chris to be with Falsida. I didn't think there was anything special to say about our performance, but she suddenly asked a question. Has your sound changed? My sound? I'm not sure why, but I think your sound's changed. How? I don't know. What? I don't know. That's why I asked. You've got it backwards. I asked because I don't know what you're talking about. It's more of a feeling. I can't really put it into words. So you're saying I should know, or I should explain? Well, I guess you can't. No, it's not that I can't. Never mind, I guess I don't know either. It was like Torta did not listen to a word I said. She wondered on her own and answered on her own. I don't care anyway. Music is a fickle thing in the first place. It can change greatly based on the condition or emotion of the day. Pros are less influenced and just move and control. The hurdle's very high, but we are all fundamentally humans at the heart, so we all have the potential for music. What's more, it could change depending not only on the performer's mood, but the listener's. It's necessary to value emotion, but it's not very good to let it lead you astray. Well, we have 2 days off starting tomorrow. Hopefully you could explain it to me then. You plan on taking 2 days off? Yes, that was the plan. Are you seriously motivated? Yes, I am. So I'll ask you again. Do you want to take 2 days off? Oh, God forbid. Of course, I can give you 1 day off. Her face was smiling, but this was a threat, wasn't it? Either one's fine. There was no difference in taking tomorrow off or the day after. I thought it may have been easier to discuss on the same day as my practice with Forney. I could rest all day and then play all day, or I could take 2 half days off. Either way, I would lose a day of rest that I needed, so what to do? How about, is Sunday alright? She said she was going to let me choose. I did say either would be fine, though. Why Sunday? Not a real reason. Your house again? About that. Would your apartment be fine this time? I don't mind, but what about Nina? I think she'd be happy to hear us. Listen, let's say you come in 2 weeks in a row after not visiting for 6 months. It might seem you were doing it just to please her. That's true. And she said she should come when you wanted to. But my apartment? I haven't been there at all. Don't you think we could relax more than at school? And you could sleep in. That is appealing now. Also, Forney would be happy to hear she was coming. Okay, that's fine. Okay, after lunch, I'm sure you won't stay earlier. Yeah, that's good. Alright, let's go home. The atmosphere was natural, just like when we were kids. It made me strangely happy and I smiled. Yeah, let's go home. Somehow, everything, even what had happened last practice, seemed to be resolved. When I thought about it, I had considered Torta as my partner from the beginning, and it just seemed natural. Trying to force myself to change that was probably a waste of time. However, I wanted to make sure I maintained distance between us. I could not get too close to her, and I couldn't let anyone get hurt. I thought about selfish things like that. Chris, she'll be here soon. Well, don't morning me. It's time for Torta to be here. It's noon? It's after 11:30. Oh, she said she'd come in the early afternoon. I'm sure Torta will come after 12, not 1. You really do know her. You are correct. I got up quickly while being careful not to knock Forney over. Okay, guess I'll take a shower. Yeah, hurry up. Yeah. I took a quick shower and walked in the room, wiping my hair with a towel. Oh, morning. Torta's here. How did you... Didn't you leave the door unlocked for me? Oh, you forgot to lock it then. That's dangerous. No. Did I actually forget to lock it? I unlocked it before Torta got here. I bumped Forney's head lightly with the finger as she stood on the table with her chest proudly puffed out. Well, it's lucky I forgot to lock it. Now I'm glad you don't have to wait in the cold. Really lucky. But aren't you early? It was just past 12. It's after 12, isn't it? I'll ask just in case. What time did you get here? 12:01. Wouldn't you just say exactly 12? No. Yes, you would. I wouldn't say it. Right. Okay, let's practice, she says in her normal tone. I was hoping she realized the situation, but it was probably impossible. I just woke up. You took a shower, you're probably awake by now. Did you eat lunch yet? Not really, but isn't it breakfast for you? That's the plan. What do you want to do? I'd be fine until the evening if I had to be. Then should I make something? Really? It'd be easier than for me just practicing all day, though I can only make simple stuff. Yay! I had taken a shower, but I was not awake. I wanted to take things a little easier on my day off, so all I could think about was making something simple for eating. Okay, sit down and wait a bit. Yes. I sat in a chair and Forney watched happily. Long time no see. She talked earnestly, moving her rings. Well, I didn't mind as long as she didn't get caught. Now then, I went to the kitchen, got the espresso maker, and got a macchiato ready and boiled some water in the cups. Put a filter filled with coffee grinds and put water on the bottom. The coffee would be made just like that. I put some milk in the attached container and mixed it briskly until the time came. With a little bit of work, even simple cooking could be something. Harry Dad taught me almost all of this, and it was useful while living alone. Next, I put some rusks that I had bought on a plate and got out some hazelnut chocolate that's Torta liked. Around the time was a good smell coming from the espresso, the water was boiling and I warmed cups. In the morning on my days off, though it was actually afternoon for me, I just ate what I wanted. It was a breakfast that I couldn't really call cooking. I mixed the brewed coffee with a frothy milk in a 1-to-3 ratio, and I made coffee latte. The whole thing took less than 10 minutes. It's ready. You want to carry it to the table? Nope, I knew that. Torta? Oh, I'm coming. Torta came to the kitchen. We carried out the cups and plates together. Ah, that looks good, and there's a chocolate spread too. You did say you liked it, so I bought some of it, and I like it as well. I see. Well, that's good. It was a little too early for me, but I thought I could eat this much. I knew I'd regret if I practiced without eating anything. Help yourself. Don't mind if I do. This is kind of nice. Just as Torta spoke, she spread some chocolate on a rusk. While she was engrossed in that, I looked at Phony surreptitiously. Hurry up and play, I'm bored. She just wouldn't understand how I felt, and even though I couldn't answer, she said this. Let's start practicing as soon as we're done eating. Why are you stating the obvious? Just to make sure. That's weird of you. That is weird. Who did she think I was explaining to? I glared lightly at Forney as to not be seen by Torta, who was still lost in the chocolate. Forney went so far as to yawn, as if she didn't even notice. She was preoccupied with ignoring me. Thank you for the food. Torta placed her cup on the table and said this contentedly. Finally. Okay, let's start practicing. Yeah, I'll be ready in a second. When we finally finished eating, Forney rolled around on the desk, kicking her legs in a show of dissatisfaction, I can only say. But when she heard Torta's voice, Forney jumped up and pointed to her regular seat on top of the fortele. I warmed up my voice at home, so I'm pretty much ready. I'm ready anytime too. I picked Forney up casually between two fingers and sat in front of the fortele. Let us begin. I opened the sheet music and I focused. I met Torta's gaze and I pressed the keys. Our practice that day was actually kind of fun. When Forney started to sing, I thought she'd be at a distraction, but Forney's voice harmonized beautifully with Torta's, making a brand new sound. I was too bad I was the only one who could hear it. What? You're already done? You're tired, Torta. Oh yeah, I guess I am. That's enough for today. Yeah, it's kind of different than usual today. It was really good though. Different, like, what were you saying before about the sound changing? No, it was something different again. I just don't get it. Forget about it. Anyway, Ariana's letter's gonna come today. It's probably already here. Well, why don't you go get it? I'll get it after you leave. Why? Just go get it right now. Oh no. My tiredness is getting to me. I don't mind getting it. And then go ahead. Okay, I'll be back soon. Have a nice trip. Still not understanding what she meant, I walked to the mailbox. Aries' letter was already as expected, so I retrieved it and came back. I'm back. Was the letter there? Yeah. I came back to the room and put the letter in the drawer without opening it like I usually did. Aren't you going to read it? Yeah, I'm going to read it. Then why put it away? Because I'll read it later. Just read it. I don't read letters in front of people. I won't look. Then why are you trying to get me to read it? I was just thinking you should read it quickly. There's plenty of time before tomorrow morning. And more to the point, I feel like there's something else to this. No. I was just wondering what kind of face you make when you're reading her. God, she's so weird. No particular face. It's normal. No, you always smile. Like this. Really? Wait, what? Oh, she's just, okay. Looking slightly dissatisfied, Torta walked over to the drawer and opened it without asking. Don't do that. It's okay, right? I'm not doing harm. Saying that, she took the letter out of the drawer. There are all letters in here. Yeah, so don't look. I can't look at her letters. You get letters from her too, don't you? Well, that is true. I'm sure these are no different. She just writes about recent events, how she's doing, you know. But you keep them so carefully. Well? Yeah, it's his girlfriend, you freak. I wanted to see your smiling face. I don't smile when I read them. You're lying! Regardless, I'll read the letter and write a reply after you leave, so don't worry. Guess I don't have a choice. So what do you want to do now? Do you want to go get something to eat? Yeah, that would be fine, or you can make something. Aren't you as bad as cooking as always? I just don't think cooking is for me. Even though Ari's good at it, why don't you try practicing? I have been. Oh, I see. So do you want to try? You're teasing me now. I didn't mean to. The fact that you heard it like this is proof you have no confidence. I don't mind. If you say you really want to eat my... This girl's just so annoying. Her theme doesn't deserve to be this much of a slapper. You'll eat it too, right? I won't eat it, of course not. I'll ask just in any case, but you've gotten better since coming here, right? Nina's good at cooking after all. I suppose that's entirely possible and not at the same time. That is a non-answer if I've ever heard one. That's why you should cook instead. But I can only make really simple things. If we eat out, I found a really good place. A good place? Yeah, Asano took me there. He did. That Trattoria? Yeah. Wait, how do you know it? I think Asano mentioned it. I was talking to him earlier. That's rare. I didn't know you guys even talked. It's just when I see him around. About the Trattoria, it's cheap. What about it? I'll pass. I'd rather eat your cooking. I can only make something simple like always. That's fine. Even though there's a girl at my house, I'm the one cooking. I'll show you someday. Can you not whisper scary things like that? Oh, you heard that? You definitely said that so I could hear it. Anyway, just kill time. Yes, sir. Forney must have been holding a grudge against me for bumping into her twice as she was swinging her legs in annoyance. I casually picked her up by her back and brought her to the kitchen. When I decided Torta couldn't hear me, I spoke to her in a quiet voice. Did that hurt you? It hurt me. You shouldn't say those kind of things, you know? It wasn't bad. Anyway, I don't smile, do I? Liar, you always grinning even when you say the name Eri. Now you're lying. That, well, okay, maybe. That part was a lie. If you keep saying lies like that, you know I'm never going to believe you. Did you call me? I didn't. Didn't you just say something? I was just going over the ingredients. You always fail because you don't measure properly. Hey, shut up. Ingredients. You know that's a bad excuse. I wonder whose fault it is that I even had to make it in the first place. It's yours. Oh, that reminds me. I'm talking to the ingredients here. I picked her up with my fingers and held her over to the pot. Whoa, I don't taste good. I never tried you, so I wouldn't know. So will you wait quietly now? Okay, I get it. I brought Forney back to the table just like that, picked up the alarm clock, and returned to the kitchen. Something simple but tasty would be good. I had already decided to make pasta, and all I needed now were ingredients. I thought something like, oh god, aglio olio di pepperoncini would be safe. Chini, I took the olive oil with garlic soaking it from the shelf and actually checked the ingredients this time. Isn't that too much garlic? I was waiting for her to say it was good, so those words surprised me. I tried it myself, and yeah, I guess it was more than normal. I guess, but it might be more than what you usually get. Isn't this better, though? It is good. Well, then that's good. Even though you're eating with... She's so annoying! I don't think I have to worry about that with you. That may be true, but I kind of feel like you're looking down on me. I am. That's not what I meant. Well, you did say make the same thing when Arietta came. What did she say in her letter to you? Oh, it was last year. I forgot. Huh! Yeah. I said I forgot. It's because you never got a letter. If that's the case, then fine. Alright. She said you didn't even kiss her. I almost shot pasta out of me nose. Even Forney, listening grumpily, left. How much does she write? I know you're her little sister, but I wouldn't have said if you hadn't asked. You deserve it. I'm sure your letters have things you can't tell me about. No, they don't. Really? Then show me then. I'm kidding. I have an idea what she would write to you. You know, you may be twins, but you're different. Writing is not based on genetics. So, you're making a fool of me now? No, I mean that you have your good points too. You're lying. That sounds like a lie. Listen, it doesn't matter, just hurry and eat. We'll talk about that later. I'll go home soon. Please. Okay, it's late, so I'll walk you. Why don't you say that kind of thing for Eri? Shut up, I'm just gonna walk you home. Fine. The night got late and I walked her home. That would be the easiest way to explain the situation I was in. My situation, however, was a little more complicated. I couldn't simply be happy, but I couldn't avoid what was going on either. Even though it was I who suggested it, I was being very careful as I walked. There were few words and only the sound of rain echoed in my ears. Chris? She suddenly stopped under a streetlight. What? Do you plan on making me your partner? It was a question that could have come at any time, but it never had. She asked me seriously, so I had to answer her. Plus, I thought she needed her to answer simply. This is the last decision we make in the route. I do. I wavered for a short time, then I answered. I phrased it badly. Can you decide here and now, partnering with me? I can decide. That's why I said I do. I thought seriously when I answered. I thought many times about whether or not to make her my partner. All I had done was just put the result into thinking. Really? Really? That's... Seeming to want to hear more than this, she looked at me and stopped speaking. I answered to fill the silence. For myself, is that wrong? And also for Torta. If I were to add that, though, I'm sure I wouldn't have said that, but I felt it was best safe not to say those. Recently, silences like this had occurred. I also needed time to think, and in the end, I had chosen Torta. Okay, she murmured in a small voice. I didn't ask to repeat what she had said. I'm happy to have you as my partner. Yeah. In the end, those were the only words exchanged. She didn't say bye, she didn't say see you tomorrow, she didn't say anything. I watched her walk until she was near her house, and then I looked up. I still had doubts, though I was sure I wouldn't regret it, no matter the result. I had chosen her for myself. Welcome home. Despite how bad I picked on her, Forney was in good spirit. She was, especially whenever Torta visited. Or more to the point, it was rare for someone to visit us, so she might have just been simply happy that someone came in. Aries letter time. I'll say this before I start. I won't smile. If you insist, I want to keep a close eye on you. You know how hard it is to read when you watch, so don't. In that case, we're performing an ensemble like always when you're done. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I never got tired. She was a strange creature. Alright, I'll finish soon. I took out the letter of the drawer before as I put it in, cut the envelope carefully, and I removed it. I began reading, slightly worried about what kind of face I was making. Is it still raining there? The weather here is nice. It would actually be nice to get some rain. Then I would understand how you feel. I heard you've been practicing a lot with Torta lately, so Torta and I both feel better. I was worried that you might pair up with another girl, or that maybe you'd end up with no partner, so I'm relieved in the end. I know the chance of your partner being a girl is half and half, so I don't have to worry much about it. Just laugh and forgive me. By the way, I unfortunately have something to tell you. I wrote about it before, but I'm giving more responsibility. Now even the training of new employees is left to me. So it's the end of the year, I don't think I can get away. I thought I'd be able to see you at Christmas, but that's not possible. Interesting. I wonder why she only came in the bad ending. You seem busy with practice, so I'll be patient when I think about it. Even that patience will be over soon. I can't wait for the day to see you again. Until then, love, Arietta. Alright. Ari just said she can't come. She says regretfully, even though I couldn't pay attention to what she had said. She looked happy. Forney really liked Ari. Must have been thinking it was unfortunate. She's busy. It can't be helped. She bowed her head, but then continued as if nothing had happened. Oh well. Yeah, you're right. I could see her on Christmas. I thought it was too bad. I thought about Torta. I wrote a simple reply and I turned to my fortelli. When I was performing, it was the only time I could forget. I was certainly tired, but I didn't want to think about it now. The letter I wrote ended with this. I ended up partnering with Torta. Does that make you feel better? Oh god. So let's practice hard again today. I decided to make Torta my partner and she agreed. That's all that it was, but I felt good having made up my mind. Yeah, there's 1 month left. Every day. I'm gonna skip the song. I don't feel like playing it. I know, really. Then let's practice today. Good, now for practice. And Skipperino. Hello? There we go. Our practice today was surprisingly serious. Maybe it was because I made up my mind. Thanks to practicing 4 times a week, we were perfectly synced. We didn't practice every day, but there was almost no days we didn't see each other. And more than anything else, I spent a lot of time with her. I'm tired. Me too. Unusually, we were both tired. This kind of reminds me of when we were kids. That's sudden. It's been a long time since I was this tired, leaving out last time at the house. I was tired then too. No one was listening to us today. She leaned against the wall, then she looked around. Though saying that, the practice room was small and I couldn't tell what she was looking at. What are you looking at? Oh, I wasn't looking at anything. It's this air. It's nostalgic. The air. So much has been happening that I hadn't had time to think about it until recently. I guess? I was the reason for that, so I kept my mouth shut. I waited for her next words. I don't think I practiced enough to get tired before coming here. Of course I practiced seriously, but we don't overdo it like when we were kids, right? I was looking at the ceiling and just thinking it was just nostalgic. That reminds me, as kids we used to practice until we dropped in the music class, and we'd look up at the ceiling. I imitated Torta and looked up at the ceiling. I guess it was nostalgic. I hadn't looked up like this since I came here. Of course, the ceiling at the practice room was much bigger, and more than anything, I thought it was higher than what it is now. Why were we able to overdo it back then? Because it was fun. That's true, it was fun for me. Those are rare words from the practice hating Chris. I don't hate it, just I didn't have a reason to be serious. Also, it was probably that I felt I was required to. Is there one now? A reason to be serious? She looked serious as she said this. There is, and I'm enjoying it. Oh. She looked at the ceiling and answered without looking at me. The ceiling looked low enough to reach out and touch. Had my heart grown as much as my height? I looked at the ceiling thinking of my heart. Okay, shall we practice again today? Yeah. Alright, guess we are fully locked in this route. Good work. I have to go somewhere today, so let's stop for now. Where are you going? She stopped just outside the school building. Shopping. It's not Christmas shopping, but there are things I ran out of. Food? That too. In that case, I can go with you. What, you have shopping you need to do too? Yeah, I do actually. Will I be in your way? I don't mind. Alright, let's go together. First, vegetables. I never thought I'd hear those words from you. What? Nothing. Do you know how to choose? Yes, I know how. All the shopping here is my job. I'm impressed. For some reason, that doesn't make me happy. Just shop and don't worry about me. Oh, I think you're the one who doesn't know how to choose, Chris. Sorry, it just doesn't seem like you, Torta. Not like me. We're the same age, aren't we? Whatever. I'll go buy some. She went to the store while I waited by the entrance. I wouldn't have been much help, and I didn't do anything special to buy. But I planned to carry her bags at the very least. Several minutes later, she came out with paper bags in both hands. Whoops. I held her up with my hands as she stumbled coming out of the narrow entrance. Oh, are you okay? I took one of the bags out and removed the hand supporting her soldier. Thanks. You bought a lot. Are you finished shopping now at least? I had to buy meat. Then, didn't you buy too much? You're here and they gave me a discount, so I bought a lot of stuff. I don't mind you using me, but I appreciate if you didn't buy so much at the next store. I know. You know I won't buy that much though, right? I guess that's true. Just the one bag I was looking was pretty heavy. I tried to take the heaviest one, but there probably wasn't much difference. Then let's hurry. Is it heavy? Of course I'm fine. I'm worried about you. It's rare for you to worry about me like a girl. She chuckled in the music as we walked over the street. Such behavior struck me as strange. Then I realized the reason right away. You've changed a little. What? I've changed? Your general air and that kind of thing. Torta said that before my sound had changed. It was something very emotional and I didn't understand it. But people change over time, and Torta and I both have. Whether I can call that growth, it was still a difficult question. That kind of thing? Like what? Like looking for discounts? I guess I didn't do that when I was little. Right, and buying enough that you get a discount, that's just like Eri. I guess. I think I might like to know what your image of me is. You're just Torta. But you're saying that's changing, right? Could I ask what you thought of me before I had changed? No. Will you forgive me if I refuse? No. That's what I thought, but I don't mean that in a bad way. Then can we go there for a minute? She pointed to a piazza in the middle of the main road and lifted up her baggage slightly in front of her. Let's have a little rest. Those are heavy. That's what I was thinking. We put our bags down to the fountain and sat down to the rim to take a breather. So, what did you think of me? I already said I didn't mean it in a bad way, right? So go ahead and say it. You and Eri are twins, right? I always felt like you guys were opposites. Like for music and cooking, one of you's good at it, the other's poor. Well, that's true. So it's like you unconsciously took on your own role. I could agree with that. I always thought the same thing. We're identical twins, and since we look similar, a lot of people think we're the same person. She stared into the distance and continued. Chekhov's gun. But I didn't expect you to think so. She dresses up as her. I didn't think you were the same. I knew Eri was Eri and you were Torta. I know that, so... She stopped there and was quiet, so... It's nothing. We were talking about us being seen as one person. Chekhov's gun! Yeah. We both understand that well. But Eri and I can do different things and have different personalities just like you. We were the only ones to understand we're two different people. So we thought we could cover what the other couldn't. We thought that was fine. That, I think, is what changed after being this far and finally alone. I'm like Eri in some, and she's like me in some. The thing that stands out or easier to see, that was just hard to understand. I think I'm getting closer to Eri fulfilling the parts of me that weren't complete, and maybe Eri is too. She laughed lightly to show we'd finished talking. I see. So you're not actually wrong to think I've changed. That does happen. But it might get harder to know if you start to be similar as well. Even so, you could tell us apart, right? Maybe. Saying that means that you have confidence. For now. I repeated what she said and laughed. Okay, let's rest then. I still have to go one more place. Don't buy too much this time. I said I wouldn't. I'm home. I ended up carrying the bags to Torta's house. Excuse me. Huh? Chris? I bought a little too much, so he carried some stuff for me. As she says... Oh, thank you. Will you have dinner while you're here? Oh, I just went shopping with her. I may visit soon. I'll probably come by on Christmas. I see. I mean, we have to practice, right? That's rare. I'm actually complimenting you, but I want to go out a little too. I'm sure I'll go pray. In that case, let's go together on Christmas. Right, we could get a break, or before we start. Okay, keep the 25th open. Got it. Nina, I'll see you again. I'll have something tasty waiting for you the day that I do. Thank you very much. You need to stop with your formal speech. I'm fine. Well, I'm going. Right, thank you for today. Yes, ma'am. I would spend Natale with Torta. It would be my first time since coming to Pio that I would spend Christmas with her. My normal Natale custom was for Eri to visit and for us to go to church and eat together. Eri said she couldn't come, and since I had to practice, it wasn't so strange for me to spend Natale with Torta. But this year was different. It wouldn't be good if nothing changed. Well, I was thinking that the situation kept changing every day. Eri was changing, Torta was too. Even though it would be good if nothing changed. Thinking this once more, I walked home in the rain. So you decided on a partner. Yeah, it's Tortanita. You really took a roundabout way. Roundabout? By the way, it's today. Wait, no, it's not today anymore. I thought that's how you would end up from the beginning. Well, there was a high probability. If you're both fine with it, I don't mind. What about Tortanita? Does she have a lesson today? Yeah, we practice every day in the afternoon. Well, I heard your performance once, so you'll be fine. Though I could open up a day to listen to you again. Don't you have confidence in me? It's not only your problem. You mean Torta's involved, right? That's right. Okay, I'm relieved now, so let us begin our practice. There aren't any lessons next year, so this will be the last. Are you ready? Yes. When I headed to the cafeteria to get food, Torta had arrived before me and was sitting in her usual spot. You're early today. I walked over and talked to her before ordering. A little. I had heard from Torta herself that she was always late to the cafeteria because she practiced till the end. But that may have been true. She wasn't an exact prodigy. Ari and I knew this, but Torta practiced harder than anyone else. It's not that she didn't have any ability. If she didn't, she couldn't have gone into the school. But when they started attending a music school, there wasn't a big difference between Ari and Torta's singing. She only overcame that with a lot of hard work. She practiced until late at night and even brought the sheet music home. The only ones who knew that were Ari and I. Even the teacher at the music school never doubted that she got so much better because of her talent. If Ari had practiced as much, she probably could have gotten as better in the end. She chose a different path, and those two were far apart. Are you still thinking just about the past? You have to think about the future, not the past. Now more than ever, we just don't have the time. Just thinking here for a few minutes won't do harm. It's a matter of attitude. Alright, it looks like you haven't ordered lunch yet. Oh, I saw you first. Well, that's perfect. Have this. Saying this, she pulled out 2 packed lunches. You're kidding. What? You made this? The impudent question made Torta freeze, which actually turned into quite a long time after she finally spoke in exasperation. Listen, don't be scared. You don't have to worry. Grandma made them. I see. It's eggplant parmesan. It's left over from last night, but it's still good cold. Eggplant parmesan? That's her specialty. Man, this brings back memories. It's been a long time. Of course you'll eat it. Of course. What's the bread? She's in the middle of pulling out some bread. Is that Ari's bread? Of course not. Oh, you bought it. That's right. What, you were worried about that too? No, I was just thinking it didn't look like bread from a store. I see. Anyways, let's eat. Yeah, thanks. Torta had already grabbed forks and spoons from the rack, so I took mine and started eating. How is it? It's good. Nina's a very good cook. It really was delicious. I didn't need to say anything. It was a nostalgic flavor that I remembered having eaten many times. Yeah, I wonder if it'll all get as good as Grandma someday. If you work hard, I will. Absolutely. Then feel better. It's rare for you to say something like that. Someday I'll make something good and I'll serve it to you. I believe that with all my heart, and I hope that day would come. We had a happy lunch, bringing the fragrant bread to our mouths. Okay, today's practice is over. Yeah, let's clean up and get out of here. It looks pretty late. We forgot the time and threw ourselves into practice. The next thing we knew, it was almost time for the rooms to close. One of the lecturers would probably be coming by soon. If we didn't get out of the practice room before then, we'd be scolded. We quickly got ready and went outside, then we walked home thinking about what we'd do from then on. We have to work hard again tomorrow. Oh, so can we practice tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and the day after that? Yeah, of course. You agreed with no objection. I'm the one who asked you. I want to give a good performance if it's possible. If possible. That's just like you, Chris, but you're pretty serious. It's not my problem anymore. Meaning, I really am grateful that you're helping me. Why are you saying that with such a serious face? Because I mean it. I almost can't put it into words. If that's the case, then expect it without them. Yeah, that's the plan. So I'm practicing seriously all the way to the recital. Right. So do you want to come to my house tomorrow? You did suggest going to pray together on Christmas, though. Yeah, but why? Why don't we tell Grandma that I'm your partner? You haven't told your grandma? Of course I did, but hearing it straight from you would be another thing. It was normal for families to celebrate together on the 24th. That's what I do. I didn't have a family to celebrate with, and Torta may have felt lonely just spending the day with Nina every year. It was vague, but I got that idea from Torta's tone. You could be right. In that case, we'll practice at your house tomorrow. Thanks. Grandma will be happy too. Torta looked really pleased as she said this, then continued with a slightly teasing tone. But it'll be fun. It'll be from around noon, right? That would make me happy, but I don't mind going in the morning. Even 8? No, more like 10. You're not technically wrong, but it's unreasonable to insist on it. So what time would be good? Early afternoon's fine. Quality is important, but so is quality. Also, we'll be practicing all throughout the break. I don't mind if you take it a little easy on the day before the tele. That's tomorrow! All through the break, right. Did you already forget what you said? I remember. Good. Noon tomorrow then. See you then. I knew I'd be busy now on, but every day. Tomorrow and Chris would be fairly easy, but it didn't look like it'd be much to take a rest. I knew I was feeling the strictness of practicing at Torta's pace even more keenly. Saturday, the Christmas Eve. Alright. It is IRL time Christmas Eve now, so Merry Christmas Eve to everyone. For those of you guys like myself that celebrate it today. I'm going to go ahead and actually end the stream here now. I need to get some sleep. gonna try and regain all the sleep that I've missed out on, I should say. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I probably won't be back tonight because I'm hosting the party. Christmas Day, I don't even know. I don't know who's staying over and whatnot. At the very latest, I will see you guys on the 26th. So enjoy the next 2 days, guys. Have it with family, laughter, memories, all that good stuff. Until then, I will see you probably on the 26th, unless there's like some Final Fantasy VII Remake thing, then I'll make a video. I'll get out of the party if I have to, even. Until then, though, thank you guys again for tuning in. See you guys next time. Have a nice night, and have a Merry Christmas as well.